Welcome to my YouTube channel Family Drama Files. Please like, share, subscribe for more emotional videos.
The day after our wedding. I thought nothing could ruin the happiest week of my life. Then, my husband looked at me with a nervous smile and said there was something he forgot to mention. His mother had secretly booked the same honeymoon cruise because she believed she deserved a vacation after helping with the wedding. I laughed because I thought it was a joke. It was not. What happened on that cruise changed our marriage forever and revealed a family secret nobody was prepared to face. Stay until the end because the final confrontation left the entire ship speechless. My name is Charlotte, and I had just married Oliver after 4 years together. We had saved for nearly 2 years to afford a beautiful 7-day cruise around the Mediterranean. It was supposed to be our first adventure as husband and wife. We dreamed about romantic dinners, quiet mornings watching the sunrise, and making memories that would last forever. The morning we arrived at the cruise terminal, I noticed my mother-in-law, Margaret, standing in line with the biggest smile on her face. She waved excitedly and shouted that she could not wait to spend the week with us. I looked at Oliver, expecting him to explain. Instead, he quietly admitted that she had booked the same cruise months earlier because she believed she deserved a reward for helping plan our wedding. He asked me not to make a scene. From the first day, Margaret behaved as though she was the bride. She insisted on joining every meal. She interrupted our private dinners by pulling up a chair. She booked the same shore excursions and even knocked on our cabin door before sunrise, asking if we wanted breakfast together. Every romantic moment became a family event. I finally asked Oliver to set boundaries. He promised he would, but every time he tried, his mother burst into tears and claimed nobody appreciated everything she had sacrificed. Oliver always gave in. I realized the real problem was not Margaret. It was that my husband had never learned to say no. On the 4th evening, we attended the captain's formal dinner. Margaret stood up in front of our table and gave a speech about how she had raised Oliver into the perfect man and deserved as much credit for the marriage as we did. Guests around us exchanged awkward looks while I sat there embarrassed. Later that night, I accidentally overheard Margaret speaking with another passenger. She laughed and admitted she never wanted us to enjoy our honeymoon alone because she was afraid her son would stop putting her first after marriage. Hearing those words changed everything for me. The next morning, I invited Oliver to walk with me on the top deck. I calmly told him what I had heard. I explained that our marriage could not survive if his mother always came before his wife. I told him I loved him, but I refused to compete with his mother for the rest of my life. For the first time, Oliver did not defend Margaret. He became silent. After a long pause, he admitted that he had spent his entire life trying to avoid upsetting her. He realized he had been protecting her feelings while ignoring mine. That afternoon, he met his mother privately. When they returned, Margaret looked furious. Oliver announced that from that moment, our honeymoon would belong to us. She was welcome to enjoy the cruise, but she would no longer join our meals, excursions, or private plans. Margaret accused me of turning her son against her. She demanded an apology. Instead, Oliver calmly told her that marriage meant creating a new family, and healthy boundaries were not disrespectful. They were necessary. For the rest of the cruise, Margaret stayed away from us. Surprisingly, we finally enjoyed the honeymoon we had dreamed about. We watched sunsets together, explored beautiful cities, and laughed without interruptions. When we returned home, Margaret refused to speak to us for several weeks. Eventually, she realized her son was serious about protecting his marriage. Our relationship slowly improved because everyone finally understood where the boundaries belonged. Looking back, I realized the honeymoon was never really about a cruise. It was about whether two people were ready to build a life together without letting anyone else control their future. Some people believe love means never saying no to family. But real love means protecting the relationship you promised to put in first. That honeymoon taught us that boundaries do not destroy families. They save them. If Oliver had not finally chosen our marriage, that week would have been the beginning of the end, instead of the beginning of a stronger future.